I definitely enjoy being at the bedside and caring for my patients, but I thought, I have a lot more to offer. But I needed to have a bachelor's of science in nursing, and that was one thing that I did not have. Cherish is awesome. She is 6 years old. And I would work 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., get off in the morning, get her off to school, come back. I just knew, okay, there's no way that I'm going to be able to physically go to a campus several times a week. I need something much more flexible. WGU was a wonderful experience for me because healthcare is changing and the face of nursing is changing, and there's so much that I learned that I apply routinely now, and I feel like it makes me a stronger nurse. So I am now a WGU student again, pursuing a healthcare MBA, and I will be done in less than a year.
When I was about 24, I began working for the federal government. It goes from 1 to 15. Kind of at the bottom, but since I got a few IT skills, they'll bring me in as a 5. I got promoted to a 7, and my boss comes and talks to me. And he sits me down, he says, you need to get a degree. I was dating a gal at the time. She was actually going to school called WGU. I enrolled. I left WGU with 6 different industry standard certifications. I received a promotion. I became a GS11. I went 2 months between my bachelor's ending and starting the master's. It went wonderful, and I finished in 12 months. Having those degrees, I really feel provided the basis for me to survive for the rest of my life. And I just walked through that door with my degrees in hand, and I do the job.
In 3rd grade, I had a teacher named Miss Williams. I said, I want to be a teacher like you. And she says, you can do that. So it was put in the back of my mind at a very young age that it was possible. But sometimes life gets in the way, I guess, and you have to work and provide, and so that's what I did. My son was just an infant when I decided that maybe I needed to look back into this college thing. I wanted him to go and be whatever he wanted to be, but how could I encourage him to follow his dreams when I didn't even do that myself? I remember looking at the computer and watching all of my courses turn to blue, which means that I was finished. Going from my regular full-time job to teaching, it was almost like a treat. It was like, this is what it was all for.
My parents immigrated to the United States about 45 years ago. We've lived in all kinds of different situations, lived as a migrant worker, got to working with a couple American companies. But the thing was that when I finally got to a point where I could get promoted to a higher position, I met that educational ceiling where, well, you don't have a bachelor's degree. You know, my wife was pregnant at the time. We were just moving into a new home, and we're trying to get all these things done. I was able to complete the schooling and get my bachelor's in 4 terms. I remember I used to pull weeds for this man. And I would look up on the top of this hill and I'd see all the big houses, and we were living in a really small trailer. And I thought to myself, oh, man, one day I'm gonna live in a house on the hill. Now I'm picking weeds on my house on the hill, our house on the hill. So WGU made that possible.